So first, most important thing, you all know how this session is divided. This session is divided into two parts, right? So 30 minutes is more or less on the governance, and then 30 minutes is on learning something new, right? So that's how the session is structured. This is our third session, and I know that some of you have joined newly, and it is not, what I would say. This is not your first session. So for those who have joined newly, I recommend three key things. The first thing is go to the YouTube and search for Testoper and watch first two sessions. Basically, it explains what Testoper is and what this particular test project program is all about. So that's the first thing. And then the second thing that I recommend everyone is to send your email address, preferably personal email address, and there will be a WhatsApp group. These two things will be posted in the chat today by our team. Okay, so let me do this quickly here. All right. So as you all know, we use the Microsoft Teams more or less. What's going on here? Okay. So you have the Microsoft Teams we use, and the Microsoft Teams, there is a Testoper projects general. So inside the general, there is files. Inside the files, there is a project document, and inside this project document, this Testoper project master planning document.ppt, right? So this is the document that we went through in our last two sessions, and I'm going to open that document. All right. Okay, so the first thing, like I said, three things I recommend for those who join newly, and also some of the points is applicable for those who are repeatedly joining. The first thing is, like I said, go to the YouTube and listen to the first two sessions. Let me quickly look at it to show you guys where it is. So go to youtube.com and search for Testoper and go to Testoper channel, go to playlist, and then in the playlist you should see Testoper project 2021. Click view full playlist. So the two sessions that we had are here. You can always go through them. Last two sessions to get you up to the level as anyone else in this call. Then the second thing is please go to different social media like Meetup, Eventbrite, LinkedIn, GitHub, Twitter, Facebook, and also our website. Please feel free to go there and connect yourself. Join in those social media to support our community. And you all know what is our community is. Our community is a non-profit, people-led community. It is actually run by you, me, everyone. I am one of the volunteer who joined to learn from the trainer, and now I'm training to learn, right? So it's a people-led community. It's not unlike any other community. There is someone who is running the show. It is more or less we all together run the show of different programs that we have. Okay, so that's the Testoper community, and more details are there in the first two sessions. So please, as a second point, go and join all these things so you know. And the third thing is, the most important thing is, in the chat today, please make sure that you send your email address if you wanted to join the community that I showed you, right? So you can collaborate with each other before and after. Send your email address, okay? And the team will also post the WhatsApp. Mickey, if you can post the WhatsApp group, I'll appreciate it. So this WhatsApp group is a closed WhatsApp group of this particular programs. Whoever has joined this program, its WhatsApp group is a closed group to communicate if there is any immediate changes or cancellation or whatever. Only critical things will be communicated in the WhatsApp. And WhatsApp can also be used for you to send your email addresses, so you can be added into the Microsoft Teams. So once you're added into the Microsoft Teams, then you can collaborate with the other team members here, right? To everyone and discuss with them and continue the engagement with them, right? So it's very, very critical that we need to have an engagement platform. So this is the Testoper project is an engagement platform for this particular project. Okay, so those are the three things that I wanted to really say. I already see most of the people have joined repeatedly, and some of them are new, like Ugar, you're new. And then I see Nina, you're new. Joy, Kenneth, probably you joined, not logging in into the Testoper account, I think. So you may have to do that moving forward. So that's the logistics point of view. I hope everything is clear to you all. Now, let's follow up on the action of last week meeting. Okay. So what's last week meeting? The action was you are all supposed to go and fill in your names, right? What project that you wanted to work on and your interest, right? So that you're supposed to do. Let's see where we are with that. So Navena, are you in the call today? Yes. Sandra, are you there in the call? Let's see.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Sandra. Thanks for joining. Awesome. So the good news here is that we have three members. Sandra has expressed herself to lead, and Fien Fulu is expressed himself to lead. Let's see if Fien is here. Yes. Hello, Fien. Thank you for joining.
Hi.
Perfect. And Gregory, you are also volunteer to lead. Thank you. So now we have three leads, right? This is really good. Good start. And for those who have joined newly, those who do not know, right, the Testoper project is nothing but we all are coming together, forming a team and working on an idea, whether it is a Testoper based idea or your own idea, and build something for the benefit of the community, right? That's the program definition. So we have seen a lot of people have expressed interest in doing this one. So now what we are going to do today is to nominate the lead. Okay. So Sandra, you would be one of the lead, and Fien, you would be another, and Gregory, you will also be another, right? So three leads. Now what you need to do is you need to make a note of all the people who have attended, right? And I know that those who have already registered in the Microsoft Teams, you can reach out. Those who have not registered in the Microsoft Teams, you cannot reach out. I understand that. So those who have not registered in the Microsoft Teams, like I said, please join the WhatsApp group. I think it should have been posted here. Yeah, you can join the WhatsApp group and then you can send your email address so we can add you into the Microsoft Teams so you can collaborate with everyone else in this call. Okay, so what I recommend is we have three leads, and three leads, what you need to do is you need to reach out to the different people and understand their strengths and weakness, and then you need to build your own team. Okay, so that's our next step in this journey. Okay, so what's going to happen is, Sandra, you're going to build your own team, three to five people, right? Then likewise, Fien and Gregory, you are also going to form your own team. So now those people who have mentioned that you are interested to be as a member, you can reach out to the leads and show your interest, right? And the goal here is I wanted you all to kind of collaborate and form your own team. This is an exercise which is very, very critical from the future skills and innovation point of view. It is about taking a lead and building a team of people that you're going to be associated with for rest of the year to build something amazing that you wanted to build. So the team member can be 3 to 5 people, or if you wanted to build a little bit bigger team, you're welcome to do that too, right? 6 to 7 people if you want to build, 8 people you wanted to build, you're welcome to do. But let's form three teams under these three leaders. Okay, so now having said that, what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of open a floor for new leaders to introduce themselves, and show your show your leadership skills, or learn to show your leadership skills that you wanted to work with other people to form this team. So having said that, I'm going to put Sandra on the spot to start with as a lead volunteer, and also a lead member of this test project, to introduce herself and yeah, express what you wanted to do, and what do you want for your team, and you can kind of advertise yourself more or less. Sandra, floor to you. Sandra, can you hear us? Hello, you're on mute. Hello.
Hello, sorry, I have some issues. Well,
Okay.
my name is Sandra. I am assistant engineer. I work in plenty projects within the private and public sector. So I feel more comfortable in the managerial skills. So I would like to define with you the goal of the project, and I would like to focus on job analysis. So please, I would like to know to know you and to know the skills of the team, so we can join uh, my team, and we could discuss the objectives of this model.
Awesome. So those who are in the call, who are interested to join the team led by Sandra, you can reach out to her in the Microsoft Teams and show your interest, and form a team, and start learning together, and working on something interesting. Make lifelong friends, and we'll take it forward, right? So that's Sandra. Sandra, all the very best. It's mutual. So the members who wants to work with Sandra, please reach out. Likewise, Sandra, you also have to proactively reach out to other members in the Testoper projects, and build your own team, right? Show your leadership skills and managerial skills to form your own team. And you would be one of the lead volunteer of a Testoper community like me, to form a team and run the project, right? So you have chosen job analysis. That's good. If your team believes that they wanted to work on other projects, they are welcome, and your own personal ideas, you're welcome. It's not about the idea. It's about coming together and forming a team and experiencing throughout this year, learning something new, and getting experience doing that, and recognition from our community, from our volunteers, getting experience certificate on working on this project. And there's a lot of benefits that comes with that, right? So all the very best, Sandra. I'm going to leave it to you. Very, very best to take this forward from here. Now let's move on to our next lead, Fian. Fian, do you want to introduce yourself? And the way that you're going to introduce is what going to impress other people in this call to join you in your team. Yeah, go ahead, Fian. Floor to you.
Hi, my name is Fini Folu, and I work in automation engineering. I feel more comfortable in managing projects in managerial role. Uh, my responsibilities and my skills are in requirements and architecture, even though I have knowledge in other areas, but I feel more comfortable in these roles. And I'm looking to work on the job analysis project, and I would welcome anybody who's looking to join my project with Testoper and make something great for the community. And looking forward to working with you guys. I'm going to be trying to reach out to people in the group to see who's open to working with me. And if feel free also to like message me. I have my email address on the career path page on the on the documents. If you want to join my group, feel free to message me, and I'm also gonna be messaging people to see if they want to join my group and making a project for the community. Thank you.
This is awesome, Fame. Perfect. So there is one challenge here, but I will say that challenge towards the end. Um, I'll give the floor to Gregory, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gregory, but I prefer Greg.
Greg, okay.
Yeah, I'm a senior BI developer with Pressima. I've been with Pressima for 2 years now as a senior BI developer. My passion, I have a passion for test automation. Even though I work as a business intelligence developer, I've always had interest to work in automation. So that's why I joined Testoper. And I'm open to working with everybody on the call. So I'll be reaching out to you guys and invite you to join my team. And I also would like to appeal to you guys to also reach out if you want to join my project team. I'm open to any projects that you might have. I know in the doc I have job analysis, but I'm open to any projects. It's just a passion to work with people, get to know people, feel comfortable with people, so that we can be lifelong friends and build something great for the community. Thank you.
Awesome. Greg, you mentioned you work in Pressima, so you might probably know Sumit Mahal. Yeah, he's one of the active leader, volunteer like me. The beauty here is like, there are more than 30 volunteers together. We run this show, right? And today, by taking a leadership role, Sandra, you and Finn and Greg, you have become part of that volunteer team, right? So as projects gets bigger and bigger, you will actually see, I will get you involved in actually running the show, right? So there's like more than 30 people. We come together and we run the show. It is a people-led movement, right? For helping each other to grow our skills for no other reason, right? So that's what the Testoper community is all about. Now, good. So 3 leaders we have. I talked about a challenge. In fact, Greg, you might mention that challenge to me. All the 3 leaders have chose job analysis as a module that you wanted to work on, right? So obviously, it's right now. Don't worry about the module. Start forming the team. That's the first step. And once you have the team, then you can work together with the team to choose any of the modules that we have here, right, to do, or you can do your own module, come up with your own idea, and you can do your own stuff that can help the community, right? So it could be anything, right? That really is the point. So I don't still see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we have 9, 10, 11, right? 11. Let me make sure that I create one more line of this. So I think probably people are not getting the space, I think, to update, right? So let me, third one. Okay, I'll leave it open like this. Learning path. Career path. So if additional people want to contribute, they can do this. Okay, they can fill it up here. Okay, so that's the first thing, right? So if we can, the goal here is, see, within the people that we have, right? If we form 2 or 3 teams and get the project ongoing between all of us, right? Even if the team is 5, 7 members, some project ongoing like this, then what we can do is we can do more of promotion of this program, and we can bring in more people to form more teams to work together and deliver, right, to the community. So that's the thought process. So I strongly believe that the existing team that we have, close to more than 22 people, it's already, we have a lot of people, and we need to make sure, we need to make this all the people come together successful first, before we bringing in additional people and do more more promotion of this program and so on, right? So that's the thought process. Let's first of all give a thanks from everyone, heartily thanks to everyone for three gentle soul who have taken a leadership on this particular program to build a team. Thanks a lot to all three of you. Now, next week, what we are going to do from the governance point of view is we are going to review if there is an additional members who have joined our team and gone to that space. So for those who have not actually joined the Microsoft Teams, once you give your email address in the WhatsApp group, and once you give your once you are added into the Microsoft Teams, you will be given access to this Testoper projects location, and you will also get access to the Testoper community. These are the two things that you will get access to. And once you have access to this, like I mentioned, go to the document which is there inside the files and make sure you open it and update your names, email address, or whatever, sharing your interest, which project that you wanted to work on. And even you can say, hey, I'm interested to work with Sandra, I'm interested to work with Greg, and so on. Okay, so that's the governance. So I'm looking forward for those who have been repeatedly joining and have not updated in that document, please go and update. And number two, those who have joined newly, send your email address, get access to this collaboration platform so you can collaborate before and after this Friday session. And the third thing is, please make sure that you don't talk and learn only during the program, but also you chat, in this collaboration platform. Please make sure that you do that, right? So you'll get access to this general channel and chat, exchange the views, ask questions. You wanted to share something to someone about this project that you wanted to do, anything and everything, right? You can start doing it. So once you form the teams, then what we will do is we'll create a dedicated channel for 3 leads for their team, right? And then you can have only your team inside that and collaborate it, and then start working on that project in whichever way that you plan to work on it. So that brings to the end of our first 30-minute session, which is governance, right? To get the team organized and so on. Now we are jumping into our second 30 minutes of this session, which is learning something new. And what is this all about is you're going to learn something new, which is going to really help you to continue working on your projects. It's going to help you to develop a lot of skills, both managerial skills and also a little bit of the technical skills, and also a pointer for you guys to join the other sessions that we have to develop the technical skills and then come back and implement that into the project. Okay, so that's the second part of 30 minutes and that we are jumping into right now. All right, so let me start with the first thing first. Those who have not, you should actually go to the Eventbrite and create your own account. That's the first thing first, okay? And once you do that, if you go to the Eventbrite and you create your own account, then what happens is you would see the list of programs that we are planning to do for 2020 in the Testoper community. And all these programs are provided by the volunteers like you and me. Remember, we don't care about the quality of the program. We care about people who wants to learn and help them to continuously learn. That's what we care about, right? So you wanted to deliver some programs on the topics here. Please feel free to come and we will give you an opportunity, because what we believe principally is learn to learn, right? In other words, join these sessions for learning to learn, right? And you can also train to learn. You can become a trainer and then you can learn. Because when I just started, I started as a learner and I learned, and now I'm coaching other people, right? So this is what we wanted you all to do, and you all to grow and develop your skills. So you can go to the Eventbrite and you can look at all these events. Now, what you have done is you have registered for this event for this week, and you can always go to this and register for the next week, and then you can keep on joining. Then you will actually see that we have 2 more programs, technical programs that is starting. If you are interested, if you wanted to learn how to, if you wanted to learn an API testing, right, using one tools and frameworks called Karate, you can join, register and join this program. these programs is going to help you to learn something and then come back and make use of that in the Testoper project, this program that we continue to run throughout the year. Likewise, if someone is interested to join cloud computing and DevOps fundamentals, here it's going to be very basic. This is another good example of train to learn, right? So last year, Partha, he actually joined as an attendee to learn, right? Now he is training to learn, right? So we wanted you all to get there, and that's what is all about. Getting you to build confidence and become a future skills. So become a future workforce. So cloud computing and DevOps is going to start. These two programs are starting in February. Join and learn yourself. These programs are free. And then what happens is every Tuesday there is a study group. If you don't know what is a study group is, like you remember when we were small kids, what we used to do is we go to a friend's house and sit together and study, right? So that's what the study groups is all about. So the cloud computing study group is starting on February. Anyone is welcome, and it's a very informal place. You go there and then you sit together and you all learn from each other and continue develop your skills on cloud computing, right? So that's what is the study group. So you can join two programs, technical programs that's going to start, and you can also join study group if you're very passionate about building friends and studying together and things like that, right? So these are the three programs that are starting in February. And in March, we have AI in connected industries and automation. This is a meetup. We already have speakers, very experienced speakers who heads the Edge and AI in IBM will be coming and speaking in this. It's a 2 hours program. Then you have, we also have a very senior 20 to 23 years experienced person in connected industries and automation, cybersecurity and AI, IoT. And Martin, he is from PwC. He will also be coming and speaking. And then another very senior person who's the CEO of a company called Wave Labs. He will also be coming and speaking, right? So if you wanted to know the people who, from outside experienced people to learn how they think about AI in connected industries and automation, you can join them, okay? Then the last program in the first quarter we have is the masterclass. This masterclass, we are going to train artificial intelligence, how to do that using TensorFlow. This particular program, this is going to have 6 sessions, and each program we are charging one coffee rate, meaning $4 plus Eventbrite cost, whatever it comes, right? $1 or $1.50. So 6 sessions, each section is a coffee. And the reason that we wanted to charge that $5, including the Eventbrite cost for this session, is because we are bringing in someone who's really experienced, and we don't want him to come and get disappointed with very less number of people, and then people are not continuously attending, right? So that's why only the master class, whatever that we have, it is charged a coffee rate per session. Totally is going to be 6 sessions. This is going to be very, very important. Now, why I explained all these things to you guys, please remember, in the Testoper projects, you need these skills. Because when you are going to do job analysis, you need an AI skill. And I have been talking to IBM to provide us free access to some of their training material. I will be able to conclude that in next 2 to 3 weeks. If I am able to conclude that, I will be providing that free training materials to you guys for you to learn, in addition to what you will learn in our programs, right? And I'm also talking to IBM to provide us a free cloud, so each team can use that free cloud to build your project. Okay, and also IBM will provide a free their platforms, right? AI platforms and IoT platforms and so on. So you can use them to build your project. Like for example, you talked about job analysis, right? And you talked about another project that we had, which was related to validating with the labor market. So these modules deal with a lot of data. So when you need to develop your skills that are required to manage those data. We have Greg mentioned he worked on BI, right? So you need to learn about how to manage the data, what are the tools that are available to store that data and make the sense out of the data, and how you can use AI on top of the data to derive some insights and prediction that can help the community people, right? I'll give you an example. Let's say a community person wants to become choose a technology and he wants to become a team lead there. then you should be able to do all these AI and tell him a recommendation. Yes, you have made a right decision. No, you have not made a right decision. There are other options available. If you wanted to, look at as a second track for you, please come and look at it, and so on, right? So you need to develop these skills, AI skills, and IoT. If you want to build some IoT projects together with the team, you need to build an IoT skills and so on. So for that, you need tools. You can use the open source tools, or you can use the tools provided by people like IBM, Microsoft, and so on. So my target is to go behind IBM and get the tools that are required for us to work together for this test project, right? So that's my goal. Now, as a summary, go and look at all these different programs, whichever is applicable for you, you join them, and start forming the teams, and start learning together, and start building this project together. All right, perfect. Now let's jump into our next topic for today. The details of the next topic for today, I think I put that here. So in the Testoper projects, in the teams, you can go to the business session. And what I am doing is I kind of created here Testoper project learning session, and today's date is 22nd Jan 2021. All right. So that's what we are going to learn together for next 24 minutes. All right. So in the last sessions, what we learned was what the Testoper is all about. And then we learned about some of the ideas that the Testoper community have. And if you wanted to form the team to build that idea together, we talked about that. And then in our last session, what we talked about is we talked about and learned together few most important things, right? We learned together some of the key definitions. A minute. I don't know why is it not going down. Hide. Okay, so we learned together some of the key definitions in our previous session. What are those we learned together? We learned together what innovation is, right? Innovation is all about solving the big challenges, the problems that are out there, trying to find a solution for those problems in a more creative way is nothing but an innovation. So we learned about what is innovation, and we learned about the skills, right? What the skill is, and what are all the different types of skills we learned about, in our last session. What is a technical skill? What is a resource management skill? Then we learned about tools and frameworks. What is a tool and a framework? We learned about personal abilities and attributes that we will develop together in this Testoper project, right? Every week. And we talked about what is a task and what is a knowledge. We talked about all these different definitions in our previous session. Now, why is it important for us to learn these things? Because we all have to speak in the same language if we have to understand each other. So we defined ourselves. That's number one. And the second reason we defined ourselves these things because we will be creating certain programs around these headings, and we will be working together. And also, when you are building the project that we have in Testoper list of things like job analysis and so on, these are all some of the definitions that you need to know to build those projects together with your team. So that is why we learned together in our last session all these different headings, topics, and the definitions and so on. Then we also learned together in our last session, right, what are all the different things falls under future skills and innovation, which is what is innovation, technical skills that you see here. We also learned about in our last session the definition of intelligent technology. So what is an intelligent technology? Intelligent technology is something that enables you to create something that is unique, right? A good example for the intelligent technologies is the blockchain, Internet of Things. These are all the examples of intelligent technologies. Then we also learned about what is the definition of IT architecture and interfaces. IT and architecture and interfaces cuts across different intelligent technologies. Like, for example, you can build a product using blockchain and you can deploy it in the cloud. So the cloud is an IT architecture and interface. Cyber security that cuts across different technologies. Whatever the product that you build using any technology, cyber security is very important, right? Especially we are all working from home now. The security is very important. It's not only for us. We need to teach our kids, hey, if you see some SMS in your phone, don't click that SMS. It will corrupt your phone. It not only corrupts your phone, it corrupts your complete home network. If you see some email that comes with an attachment from someone you don't know, please don't open it, even though it says it's going to give you money, it says your bank account is suspended or whatever, right? So you need to, the cybersecurity is critical, right? So this is one of the IT architecture and interface example, right? And we learned about that. Then what we learned about is what is a vertical industry. So we learned about vertical industry examples is finance industry, manufacturing industry. We learned about that. Then we learned about business operations. What are all the different departments that are there within our organization, like research and development, product management, IT management, product support. So we kind of learned about that, what business operations is and examples of different departments within that. Then we learned about customer solutions, what kind of a solution that we provide to our customers. Hardware product, software product, embedded product, software services, software platform. We learned about that. And we learned about how all these things, knowing about all these things can help you to become a future workforce. We learned about what is a future workforce. So these are all the different definitions that we learned about. So what are the different future skills and innovation? What is an intelligent technologies and example? What is IT architecture and operations and IT architecture and interfaces and examples? We talked about different industries, examples, customer solutions, examples, business operations, examples. So when we talked about all these things, we kind of concluded as well, a Testoper community helps all of us to enable future skills and innovations in intelligent technologies and IT architecture interfaces. So you and me can work on different industries in different departments within our company and provide different customer solutions. And if we are able to do that, we all become a future workforce. Then we define what is a future workforce. Future workforce is all about not knowing the depth of the things, what you know, but also knowing the breadth of the things, so that you are able to pivot from one project to another project quickly. And you become a very valuable resource for your organization, or a valuable resource for yourself if you wanted to become an entrepreneur. So the future work, we defined what is a future workforce. And we talked about what is the Testoper project and how it is going to help you all in many different ways. This is what we talked about yesterday. And I had to do this recap for 5 minutes because it's very, very important that you understand this, and it plays a crucial role when you go back and open the main presentation and go through all the Testoper projects and joining the team and working together. These definitions is going to play a very, very critical role for you to build that project. Now let's jump on to the new topic for next 15 minutes that we are going to learn together. So we are going to learn together because we are all going to join together to build some kind of a product for the betterment of the community and betterment of ourselves. We need to first start learning what is a product, right? So far I have been talking. Now in the next 5 minutes, we will probably a little bit open the floor for a more interactive session, okay? So let's start with understanding what is a product. Anyone in the call can explain what is a product. Whatever you have in your mind, speak out. Don't worry about you're going to say wrong or anything. We are all here together learning. We don't care about the quality. Like I said, right? We care about learning together. Learn to learn, train to learn. So open, unmute, and feel free to share. What do you think from your point of view? What is a product? All right, I need a representative. I need people to speak.
I think a product. Everybody's talking at once now. Okay, this is Elizabeth.
Yes,
this
Elizabeth.
is my idea of a product. So a product is something, whether tangible or intangible, could be service that satisfies a need. So it's something satisfying.
It's an entity that you produce and somebody wants to consume.
That's also a very good answer. Anyone else?
Yep, I would also add something that solves a problem that the community has.
Yes.
People are willing to pay for it too.
Yes. People, yeah, willing to pay is still optional. It has to provide some kind of a value, right? Whether you pay or you don't pay, it has to solve a problem and provide a value. That's a good one. Good one. Anyone else have anything in your mind about what is the product?
Yeah, I want to add that the product is a result of something which is more beneficial for us to use. Like it may reduce time or money.
That's correct. Anyone else? See, we wanted to make this like a learning session, right? We all have to talk to each other and learn. And I know that first couple of sessions and this session, I have to speak because I have to set some baseline. Now we are entering into a mode where we're going to do this more and more. Anyone else has any other way of looking at and understanding what the product is?
Hi, this is Ashwin.
Yes.
Product can be the physical product or maybe the virtual, like a service,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be utilized by the clients or maybe anyone to be fulfill the needs.
That's correct. Perfect. Anyone else? All right. So see here, everyone is right? From their own perspective, in their own words, everyone is right? So that's what the product is all about. And if you wanted to kind of generalize it and summarize it, then you can actually say this, right? What is a product? It's the same thing what you said. It's no different than what you said, and I'm just putting it in a different word. A product is nothing but which describes all goods, services, and knowledge sold. Right? If you have a knowledge as a person and if you are selling that knowledge, it is also a product, right? And if you are doing a service, it could be a labor service or a knowledge-based service or intelligence services, whichever it is, or whether it is a tangible or intangible, right? That's the right word to use. Anything that you wanted to provide that is tangible or intangible is a product. And normally product has multiple attributes and properties, right? It can have a feature, it can have a function, it gives some kind of a benefits, and it could be, it gives some kind of a use for the people, right? So like I said, right, what I'm saying is also right, what you all said is also right, everybody is right here, right? But the bottom line is, it is something that's going to really help others, right? By solving the other's problem, right? Or the society's problems or individual problems, society's problems, or anything, right? That's what the product is all about. Now let's talk about another one. What is the product line? How many of you all are working in a company, right? So in your company, most probably you have something called as a product line or a product business unit, product portfolio, and those who have feel free to share your experience. Those who don't know, listen to others, learn from them, and maybe in the next time you can share your experience, and you can probably run this program like I am running and share this experience with others. So opening the floor. So anyone can anyone say what is a product line is? What is
It's a coherent group of products.
products? That's good. Anyone else?
It is a group of related products which come under the single brand name.
Awesome. Anyone else?
I would like to add that from the single product brand name that they come from, people have to have trust in that product for them to buy the product line. So a brand.
Yes, true. And the trust is something for both product line as well as the product. Yeah, that's right. Anyone else? Adel. All right. So product line is nothing but it basically referred in a way that it's a grouping of multiple products. But the most important key thing is that grouping should have some logical sense, right? It should either address the similar market, or either it should address the similar problem, or it should, something that should be in a commonality, right? So if you look at, for example, in my company, so we have multiple products and we have multiple product lines, right? So one of the product, that we have addresses, let's say a software developer, right? And it helps him to track his defect, for example. There is another product that helps that software developer to kind of build the product, right? And there is another product that actually helps the software developer to deploy the product, right? So now all these things are focused for products towards the software development, right? So even though all these products are different, you can group all these products and you can bring it under one single product line. And then you can structure your organization. So each product has a manager, and then product line is a product line also has a manager who manages the different managers who manages the product, right? So it will help you to kind of structure it. So that's what the product line is all about. And most of you said the right thing. Awesome, awesome, kudos. And I in fact learned from the different perspective from you all. Now let's learn the next step, right? So what is product portfolio? Some new word. What is product portfolio?
It's a group of product lines.
That's easy to get, right? Yeah. Anyone else?
Portfolio can be the complete product line offered by any company. Suppose if I have an X company and I offer the different types of products. So all these products come under the single company. It's called the company's product portfolio.
Yes. If the company is smaller, but think about a company who has 500,000 employees, has 10,000 products, right? So in that company, you might end up having multiple product portfolios, right? So what you were saying, one company product portfolio is one, but when this is more applicable, it's like this. A startup will have only one product end of the day. Maybe a mid-sized company or a mid-large size company can have multiple products, and maybe they can have 2 or 3 product lines. And then a little bigger can have multiple product lines and also have multiple product portfolio, right? So it's like how the companies are growing, they kind of define these things, right? So that's because we are all building products. I want to make sure that you all understand, all the terms and definitions related to the product. So anyone else? It's pretty simple, right? The first Adil, I think he covered it pretty straightforward because the pattern was there. It's easy. So there are several product line can be grouped into a collection, related collection called a product portfolio. Like I'll give you an example. I'll continue with an example, right? So we initially had all the products that are tied to a developer, right? Software developers. Then let's say you have number of products for testers, and then you have number of products for HRD, right? And then you have number of products for finance. Now you can say all these products falls under in my company into one single product portfolio that focuses on enterprise. Then you can create another product portfolio that focuses on not enterprise, but let's say field or something else, right? And then you can have a number of products under that. So you can, these are the terms that will help you to really classify and structure your organization around the product. And that's why it is very important for you to understand this definition. What is a product? What is a product line? And what is a product portfolio? Awesome. So you learned something, three new words today. Now let's move on to the next one. Services. So let's open a floor. What is a service? What can you explain what services mean in the context of product? Anyone?
Hi, a service can be any offering which we give to the client, but it is not in the form of physical thing, but in the form of virtual, maybe like a help or consultancy. So these are some types of services.
Okay. Anyone else?
A service is intangible and it's offered to people to solve a need.
Okay, that's also a right one way of saying it. Anyone else?
Yes, I agree. Service can be intangible. Usually products are probably something tangible, something you can hold, or something that runs as a software. But services like um providing how do I put it? Providing a service, like solving a need, not necessarily something that does something, but like something that solves a need for a particular purpose.
Right. That's good. So let me give an example. See, let's say, for example, in COVID, right? We went to we helped a lot of people. Helped my friends and everyone. They went and bought food, grocery, or whatever, and they gave it to the elders and those who are in need, right? So a lot of good things happen around that. Now you can say that as a service, right? But you have to remember that whenever you do a service, right? So there is always a product involved with it. Right, this is the most important thing, right? If you think about it, maybe I'll give this as an exercise for you to think and tell me in our next session, 30 minutes learning time, right? Come up, give me one or two examples where you can do something where there is no products at all is involved. Okay, so just think about it and let me know, right? But today what I will cover is in the context of product, because we are talking from the product's point of view. Okay, so we are learning anything and everything around the product. So from the context of product, right, what services mean is you have a product, you built a product, whether it is a hardware product, tangible, or a software product, doesn't matter, right? Whether it is a software product or whether it is a product like phones or laptops or even food or and things like that, right? Music instruments, it doesn't really matter, right? But whichever product that you build, there are two ways to do it, right? There are some products, what you can do is you can ship it to the customer and the customer can configure and get it up and running and they don't need any services at all. Right? In some cases, what happens is you need to take the product and go and deploy it and make it run in the customer premises. Right? So if you are going to take the product and make that product work for a customer, that is one example of the service. And some in our corporate world, it's called as the delivery services. Okay. So the delivery service is the one that you basically sell a company sells the product to the customer and also provide some services around that to configure and make it run and make it up and running for that particular customer. That is called as the delivery services. That's one type of service. Now I'll give you another service, right? So now you have delivered the product and then the customer says, hey, I wanted you to customize this product for me, or I wanted you to develop some additional features that is only applicable for me. So those kind of requests might come from the customers, right? So these are also services, but it is called as value added services. Okay, there are different services that you can explain, right? And I'm going to give you some examples. So delivery services, I explained. Then you have something called as a value added services, right? To provide the proprietary features for the customers and etc. etc. Then you can also help them to connect this product with other products in their platform, in their company. Right? So if you are going to do that, what you are trying to do, you are actually helping them to integrate the product that you are selling with another product that they already have in their customer site. So it's called as a system integration. This is also a service, right? And then you go to the company and then the company says, okay, I don't want to buy any product from you, but can you help me to build a strategy for my company? What are all the different things that I need to do in my company to become successful in the area that I'm working on? So that's another type of services. It's called as a consulting, to be more precise, business consulting. So there are so many different types of services there. I gave you all these examples, right? I can go on and on and on, but probably this would have given you a good understanding as to what the service is. And the most important thing here to understand is whenever you provide services, you can provide services that is a short term, or you can provide services that is on demand, which has a definite start and definite end, right? So on demand services that you provide is normally referred inside the word called professional services. anything that you provide on demand, which has a short period of time, right? Short period of time could be 1 day, 10 days, 1 month, 2 months, but definitely, you have certain time period, right? It's called as professional services. And sometimes you provide services that does not have a definite start and end. You have to basically work with that company to continue providing the services over many, many months, many, many years, and figure out the path, and then conclude on that services, right? Like that, the lengthy services are there. Like some of the things, I can give you an example. There is you deployed an IT system in a company, and you're going to maintain that IT system for next 3 years or 5 years. So it's like a lengthy one, right? Those lengthy one is never called as a professional services, right? It's called as it's a different name, but it's not a professional services. A good example that I can give you, some of the people refer that name as managed services, right? So that probably would have given you an understanding of what services is all about around the product. It's very important to understand why it is, because see, if you are going to work in a company to build a product, you need to know these are all the different services that you can provide around that product, right? And make some additional money in addition to the product licenses. And when you are actually building a product and test project, you have to think from this point of view as well, right? What is that product is going to provide in order to get this product up and running? What are all the things that I need to do? Can I do it in a way that customer don't have to do anything and then start using this product? Or do I have to give instruction for the customer to use our product in one or other ways? Do I have to do something when I'm onboarding that customer? So these are all the things that you need to start thinking, right? So all these definitions are related and tied to what you're going to do in this particular program. Now I had another two examples, and then I had a little bit more, which is going to be something that we are going to learn in our next session, right? Respecting the time, because this is 1 hour session. So now let's conclude this call for today. So the action point of today is twofolds, right? The first fold is those who are joined newly, please go to join the WhatsApp group link and let know your email addresses, get yourself onboarded into the Microsoft Teams. Please do that. Then the next thing is those who attended this session, the second session, knowledge session, I wanted you to think about anything to do with product, any terms to do with product, and come back, write it down and come back and share with our team in our next 30-minute session. Hey, I learned this new term that is related to the product. Okay, so these are the two actions that I wanted to give you both. And with that, I will open the floor for any questions. And if there is no questions, we can close the session. And let's continue learning, change our mindset to continuously learn, and also help others to join us and change their mindset to continuously learn together with us. So opening the floor for the questions for a couple of minutes. If there is no questions, I will close the call. All right, I will take that as a no. You all have a great weekend, and I will see you on next Friday. Spend some time to continuously learn and spend some time to think about the action points, and let's make more interactive than today in our next session. For those who contributed, thank you very much, but I want everyone to contribute onto this. And all the best for the leads to reach out to the individuals, form their own team, and announcing your team in the next week session, if we are able to form the team. Talk to you all next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.